I have never seen such a vicious ant. She looks so warm and friendly in front of people. As soon as Dad left, she immediately showed a vicious face.
Bully! Master! Go. Now, first rule is, you can't sleep in here.
Even the boy's cute pet mouse thrown into the snow with a vengeance. And so she took over the only house. The boy had to sleep in a tent in the field. He had to go hungry during the day. She took care of all the household chores. This made him think back to the time he spent with his father. Although their life was hard, but it was a very happy life. The mice would often come to visit. In response, Dad took the axe, ready to make a mouse soup tonight. But when he hit the axe, but it was empty. The mice were so scared that they ran away. Finally cornered to a dead end. Can only be innocent and big-eyed cute. The boy saw immediately pleaded with his father. The little mouse was able to escape. From then on, it became the boy's personal pet. The boy would teach it to talk. One day he followed his father to the street. He happened to meet the king at a rally. Legend has it that there is a village of elves at the border, where there is magic that can make everything happen. If someone can bring back the magic of hope, he would be rewarded with a great deal of money. Impressed by the news, so he formed an expedition with the villagers. He was going to look for the village of elves. To do so, he called his sister to help take care of the boy, but this has become his nightmare. The boy was not only unable to eat and wear warm clothes every day, he had to face his aunt's evil face, until the day the aunt actually made his. The boy finally couldn't stand it anymore.
No! How could you do that?
For this reason the two had a big fight. The ant even cursed the boy's father with malice. At that moment the hat suddenly caught fire. The boy hurriedly grabbed it, ran outside in the snow to put it out, but the hat was still burned through big holes. The boy also discovered the hat has another mystery. He immediately tore the hat open. Inside was a map to the elven village. This gave him a bold idea. He would go alone to find his father. The mouse did not hesitate to climb on his shoulders. One man and one mouse, just like that. They set off on a fantastical journey into the unknown. At night they set up a campfire. The boy talked to the mouse, but the next second the mouse actually spoke. The boy, you can talk. Of course I can talk. I can also fly. Just kidding. Mice can't fly. With a mouse for company, the journey was finally more fun, but then, they were almost scared to death. A deer with big horns, desperate towards the boy. Fortunately, he was very strong, nimbly climbed the tree, but the deer did not seem to be ready to give up. Just then the boy noticed it had an arrow stuck in its buttocks. The kind-hearted boy decided to help him, so he went to the reindeer and looked at it. After gaining his trust, he grabbed a handful of snow and pulled the arrow out with great force. The rescued reindeer followed him all the way. Finally, the boy rode directly on its back, and so he had another little friend. In the open snowfield, the deer carried the boy 1,000 miles a day. Soon he arrived at the top of the mountain. According to the map, this is the location of the elf village, but here is nothing but snow and mountains. And in the snowy mountains, there is no trace of the village. The wind and snow were getting heavier and heavier. The boy was hungry and cold. He collapsed in the snow. The snow and wind were gradually burying him. Just then two strange people appeared, and look at their ears. They were definitely elves. The elf uncle could not bear to seeing the boy frozen to death, so put his hand on his chest and cast a spell. A flash of golden light. The boy miraculously woke up. Seeing the elves turn to leave, he rushed after them and asked. They told the boy, only those who truly believe can see the village of elves. This time the boy tried to feel it, and it really appeared. A village covered with snow. The street was full of people. The elf uncle played a mysterious game, inviting him to the elf party. People were singing and dancing here. There was a lot of laughter everywhere. They call this day Christmas. Even the mice have found a dreamy paradise. Just then an accident happened. Two soldiers burst into the party. All the elves ran to the ground. Then a woman dressed in a black robe appeared. With a flick of her hand, knocked over the party table. And she was the head of the elven village. She forbade her people to touch humans, because just a few days ago, a group of humans came to the village. The elves offered their hospitality, but in return, the humans betrayed them. They abducted an elven boy. The village chief was furious. He ordered the boy to be put in a small black house. There were flying goblins and trolls who ate people. The boy was almost eaten. Thanks to the help of the goblins and the help of the elf uncle, he was able to escape from the elf village. The boy kept looking for his father in the neighborhood, but he found a cage in the forest. Iron cage deep in the forest. An elven boy is imprisoned. The desperate humans use him as bait, hoping to catch more elves to return for the king's reward. The boy wanted to let the elves go. This immediately aroused the discontent of all. The father had no choice. He had to propose that the boy be tied up too.
Hurt my friend, and I'll bite your eyeball.
In the middle of the night, when everyone was asleep, Dad quietly untied the boy's rope. It turned out that the previous was just for show, in order to make them let down their guard.
For your side, no matter what.
But as soon as they rescued the elf boy, they were discovered by the others. In the face of the incoming life-threatening arrows, they had to run for their lives. The deer led them all the way to run wild, soon the distance to pull away. But unfortunately, God did not want them to do so. In front of them was a cliff. At that moment Dad cut the rope. The deer jumped up and down, and actually stepped in the air, and the father fell off the cliff. After the sadness, the boy sent the elf back to the elf village safe and sound. All the elves all cheered. They brought the village's trinkets. They gave them to the boy as a token of attitude in the boy's mind, immediately had an idea, but as he was leaving with his gift, the Black Robe village chief stopped him by magic. The boy hung upside down in the air. He revealed the necklace around his neck. The village chief was very excited when he saw it. It turned out that the boy's mother once came to the elven village. She and the Black Robe village chief were good friends. This necklace is a token, knowing that it was his best friend's son, so the village chief stopped giving him a hard time. The boy immediately rode the training deer. He rushed to the king's palace. When he sneaked into the king's bedroom, the king was frightened. He thought that an assassin had sneaked in. The boy rushed to explain.
The thing you've been searching for. The discovery that can relight the spark.
And so the king got on his training deer. He sneaked into every house, sneaking in through the smoke halogen of the roof. At the bedside of a sleeping child, he put down a small gift prepared with care. Behind every gift, behind each gift is the best possible care. When the children wake up the next day, they are all overjoyed. This joy becomes a seed of hope that stays in each child's heart. This becomes Christmas once a year. The joy of a child is the simplest of all. They will be happy with a piece of candy and be happy all day long. But when they grow up, this joy, but it becomes the rarest of all. Remember to smile every day. May happiness always be with you.